Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of Wargaming 2022. I am, as always, your host, AR, with Ohio Patriot Education Network. For today's episode, we're going to be doing the results for the current primary that happened today for Ohio's second primary. That should never had to be because we should just had a single primary. But because an old rhino cunt named Maureen O'Connor, who's going to be aged out of our state Supreme Court at the end of the year, decided to use her power and side with a bunch of Democrats, we had to hold a second primary because she and them kept basically fucking with our elections, is what it was. So, but anyway, a couple updates to what the hell is happening today. So, I guess apparently Secretary of State Frank LaRose got my messages and a bunch of other things for that matter because Adam Miller, who was originally running under a Republican primary, was now on an uncontested Democrat primary. So there is that. So he will be facing off against Joe Worthington come the fall. So that's an interesting one. And hopefully Joe can actually beat him in this situation and just take the win is what it is. So, but anyway, so we're going to go ahead and do some results here for different stuff. We got both the state Senate primary results and the State House primary results. So we'll be grabbing up our little thing here from New York Times little race results thing here. So basically on the left side here, we got our state Senate stuff. So these were all the uncontested ones. You got McCauley getting back in. Tina Maharoth won uncontestedly in District 3. She will be facing off against Reynolds come the fall. And hopefully Michelle Reynolds can actually kick her ass in that actual election, dude. Because Tina Maharoth is one of the biggest anti-white racist cunts ever in this state house. The fact that she went on a whole tirade on Facebook that was later deleted by her public ad team people, and the fact that she wasn't kicked out of her state house over that is absolutely ridiculous. The same thing with people like Cedric Denson, who got busted twice for drugs in the past two General Assemblies and still has yet to be thrown the fuck out of our General Assembly at this point, dude. And that's the thing. It's because they're fucking Democrats, dude. Straight up. If they were Republicans, their asses would have been railroaded and been fucking front page news at this point in history. But because they're fucking Democrats, it's like, oh no, they can do nothing wrong and they can get away with everything, dude. It's a bunch of bullshit entirely. But yeah, so hopefully Reynolds can beat Maharoth come November. District 5. I can't remember if that was the current Senate president that was up for re-election or if it was the other Hoffman that was up for re-election there. He won uncontested. You got Dallas winning in Democrat primary uncontested in the 7th district. He'll go up against current incumbent Wilson in the November elections for District 9, like I said before. You got current state rep who's now running for state senate, Catherine Ingram, who should have been basically thrown out of office entirely after this whole thing because of the fact, and I've said this before, when you have term limits in place, there is a reason for that. You have 8 years over here, get the fuck out and don't come back. But yet these people are somehow skirting the fucking system, and it's all legal apparently, and it's something that I'm going to get up their fucking asses about come September when I go down there to talk about the parental rights bill, dude. And be like, it's time for all y'all to introduce legislation and make this not a thing anymore. Enough is enough of this fucking career politician bullshit in this state. Get the fuck out. You had 8 years, get the fuck out. Seriously, it's a bunch of shit, dude, entirely. So, anyway, but yeah, should be facing off against Sanja come the general election. Hopefully he can beat her ass. District 11, you got Hicks Hudson winning uncontested. She'll be facing off against Daya in the general election. Hopefully he can beat her as well in that one. Going on to other races there, we got District 13. You had Democrat Esopoulos, I think that's the best person's name. They won uncontested. Nathan Manning is actually currently winning with 24% of the vote versus Hill, who is going to try and primary him out there is what it was. Manning is a piece of shit, just like his wife. And yeah, they're both scumbags. I really hope Hill can bring this back in the next like 76% and just beat Manning for that. and actually primary his ass is what it is, dude. Moving on down the line, got two different Democrats for districts 15 and 17, one uncontested. The Republican primary for District 17, sack of shit Shane Wilkin, who was the asshole who held up our constitutional carry legislation for over a year in committee, is now winning currently with 20-something% of the vote. 30% of the vote. And hopefully this Hong guy, who's been a perennial candidate, can get the comeback surge in the next 40-50% here, and eventually when they have 100% in, he can actually beat Shane Wilkin, because Shane Wilkin is such a fucking sack of shit, dude. Like, he is one, like, seriously, you want to talk about Maharoth being bad? Wilkin is just as bad, if not worse, dude. He is a complete fucking scumbag. Just needs tossed out of our state house entirely, dude. Straight out of our General Assembly. District 19 Democrat primary had a Swinger with 68% of the vote versus Henshaw, 32%, 20% is basically being reported there. You got Andrew Brenner winning uncontested in the 19th district. 21st, you got Smith with 57% of the vote versus Barnes, 43% of the vote, with 56% reporting there. That's a Democrat primary, obviously. Republican primary, Alterman hopefully will become a state senator come the fall, one uncontested. District 23, you got Antonio will be facing off against Simmons in the general election come the fall. District 25, you got DeMora will be facing Wasaki come the fall. District 27, you had Goetz went uncontested. You had Christine Romer went uncontested, apparently. So they'll be facing off against each other in the fall. Romer is obviously the current incumbent. She was also, I believe, the person that was behind the heartbeat bill that has now become law in the state house, or I should say in the state. When the state house did it, I believe it was 3 to 4 years ago, something like that. So, yeah, hopefully she'll win re-election, because she is, as far as I can tell, I'm not going to sit here and say any of these people are extremely constitutional and like super pro 2A and stuff like that. But they have voted party lines for constitutional carry, stand your ground, et cetera, et cetera. They've also been big on pro-life and stuff like that. So they have done good stuff in the state house. Anyway, the douchebag that I would have actually primaried out today, Kirk Shearing, obviously went uncontested. I refused to vote for that sack of shit. Fuck him, as well say on that one. District 31, Landis won uncontested. District 33, you got Hagen winning uncontested, and you got Ruley, who is the current incumbent. They'll be facing off in the general election come November. On the other side of the coin, we got our state house on this side now. You got Dontavius Jarrell is currently the first term incumbent with 65% of the vote against Harding with 35% of the vote, 26% reporting on that one. Interestingly enough, Humphrey won uncontested, which is weird because everything I have seen here, looking over at the actual Ballotpedia thing for this, Michael D. Cole was supposed to be in that primary. He should have been in that primary, and she should have caught a primary challenge there, dude. Because Humphrey's only been in our state house for, I think, like less than a year now at this point. She was one of these people that was appointed in the past year or so because it was, I forget if it was Janine Boyd, Stephanie House, or exactly who left the state house, but she was basically appointed by the Democrats after that is what it was, dude. And I think that Humphrey was actually a city council person or something like that before this. Obviously, since then, Stephanie House has gone to become part of the Cleveland City Council. I think Janine Boyd is part of some other city council now, like Toledo or something like that as well. They're both anti-gunners, anti-lifers, complete black supremacists, et cetera, et cetera. I can keep going, but I'm not going to. But, yeah, total pieces of shit, dude. Typical Democrats. Let's say it like that. They're typical Democrats, dude, for real. They want to sit there and claim that they give a shit about, you know, fucking minorities, and then they sit there and kill off minorities every single day of their fucking careers is what it is, dude. It's disgusting. So, anyway, moving on from there. District 3, Lanning, one uncontested. That'll be, I believe that was one where that'll just be that person becoming in the state house representative then. Or no, sorry. Mine's blinking off here. They will be facing off against Democrat primary here. Mohammed, his 40%. Harrup is 36%, 47% reported on that one. Interestingly enough, you had supposedly 5 people in this race, because the 5 people in this race were Kelly Harrup, Mayo McKendy, Davon Marshall, Ismail Mohammed, who is the guy leading right now, and then Lamar Peebles. And then it's J. Josiah Lanning, who is the guy that's going to be facing whoever wins that in the general election. So District 4, you got Light Body winning uncontested. She'll be facing off against Rudler come the general election. Hopefully Rudler can flip that district red. I don't know how red it actually is at this point after redistricting and stuff like that. Hopefully it is a lot, because Light Body is a complete piece of shit entirely, dude. She is the worthless fucking cunt who tried to give Amy Acton her own day after Amy Acton literally murdered a shitload of Ohioans through abortion by declaring abortion as essential businesses during March of 2020 to May of 2020. So, yeah, just a sick woman, dude, for real. Fucking disgusting ass people, dude. I'll tell you what. Let's see, District 5, we got Brown winning on contest. He'll go up against Beach come the general election. Like I said, Adam Miller, incumbent, was moved back to a Democrat primary who won uncontested. He'll be facing off against Joe Worthington come the general election. Hopefully Worthington can actually become a new state rep here, because Adam Miller needs to fucking go, dude. This guy is one of the, like, you want to talk about gigantic sacks of Democrat shit in the state house, dude? Adam Miller claims to be a military veteran, yet is a fucking lawyer for the U.S. government, dude, for the military. He ain't a military vet, dude. He is a lawyer for the fucking government is what it really is. That works for fucking military is what it ends up being. So, yeah, the guy's a complete sack of shit. He acts like he's a fucking combat vet when he's not. And just a complete anti-gunner, anti-lifer, anti-American, fucking literally name everything at a federal level right now that's wrong with the Democrat Party, and this dude's it, basically, at a state level, dude. So, yeah, hopefully Adam Miller will get his ass beat by Worthington come the general election. I am very sad that Dave Leland was not able to make the cut in District 7, because I really wanted to see Allison Russo, who has been part of not one, but 2 red flag pieces of legislation since 2019 as the primary sponsor. I should say 1 or 2 primary sponsors. The main person, though. She needed to get thrown out, dude. She really should have been thrown out of our state house back in August of last year when she was running for a special election for Congress then, dude, because she was literally seeking higher office at a federal level. This is obviously after she pulled that shit last year where she took a big fat envelope full of cash from Moms Demand Action. That alone should have seen her in prison right now, honestly, dude. But anyway, District 8, you got Beth Liston winning uncontested. She's going to end up getting another term in office, unfortunately. District 9, Abduli has 70% of the vote. Flippini has 30% of the vote, 31% reporting on that one. I want to say it's that, I'm going to check my thing real quick on this just to make 100%. Yeah, I believe it is Paul Filippini is the guy who is a Giffords plant in our state house right now. So, yeah, hopefully they will lose. Hopefully that dude will lose very hard. Abduli, it's whatever. I would like to see that flip Republican, but I don't think it's going to happen. Who knows? Maybe there'll be an independent that'll jump in the race for the actual general election. Whoever wins this between these two will actually just get beat by that person. I don't know, man. Going down to District 10, you got Harris will face Dobos come the general election. Again, these are mostly just contests that are, it was single-sided primaries, dude. What's funny to me is if Trump had actually gone out here today and been like, I'm just going to endorse every Republican in the state of Ohio who doesn't have a primary challenger. Hey, guess what? I got like 35 more wins to my name now for different endorsements and stuff like that. I wouldn't put it past the man, honestly, because that's what he basically did back in May for our original primary. He just endorsed a bunch of people that were running unopposed. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Carrie Lake actually wins Arizona tonight or not. I would love to see her become the new governor there. Just like I would love to see Tudor Dixon become the Michigan governor and beat Gretchen Whitmer's ass come November. And then you actually have Michigan flip red and join Ohio as a red state, because that'd be awesome. But anyway, going back to District 11, though, you got Samani versus Tazari come the general election. Brian Stewart, one uncontested. He'll end up being I believe it's either second or third term state rep. I forget which one it is right now. District 13, you got Skindell, who I believe is in his third term right now in office. Will be facing off against Davey come the general election. Hopefully Davey can actually flip that seat. That'd be awesome. District 14, Brennan, one uncontested. District, the Republican primary for District 14, you got Austin versus Morgan. That would be, let me go ahead and grab my other thing here real quick. Yeah, that would be Jolene Austin and David Morgan, with Jolene currently taking the lead by about double digits there, with just over a quarter reporting in there. District 15, you got Delalagua winning uncontested. That dude will probably become a first-term state rep because this is a Democrat stronghold there. District 16, this is where it becomes interesting because obviously Michael Lamb is going to be the Republican, candidate in that district. You got two stupid fucking cunts in Bride Rose Sweeney and Monique Smith. Bride Rose Sweeney being a two-term Democrat rep, Monique Smith being a one-term. Bride Rose Sweeney currently has 57% of the vote to 43% of the vote with 54% reporting. What's interesting is 2019, right after the Dayton Massacre happened, Bride Rose Sweeney, along with Allison Russo, were the two primary sponsors of red flag laws, aka extremist protection orders. 2021, Monique Smith and Allison Russo were the two piece of shit primaries of the exact same piece of legislation. So you literally have two red flag anti-gunner sacks of shit having to face off against each other. That's how it should have been for many of these primaries, honestly, dude. For these fucking worthless-ass Democrats. Really, it shouldn't even have to come to that because you should have been arrested for fucking deprivation of rights or color of law at this point, dude. But yeah, hopefully, whichever one of these idiots wins, which I assume it'll be Sweeney at this point, considering she's the more well-known of the two. Hopefully, she will end up getting beaten by Lamb in the actual general election then, come November. District 17, you got Greenwald, Greenfield, one uncontested. He will be either facing off against Patton, who's the current incumbent, who I believe is a second or third term person, and McLean, who had 50% of the vote with 40% reporting in. I would not be surprised if Patton won that hands down. I mean, the guy's already, with almost half the vote, and he's already taken it by like the majority at this point, 85% with half the votes in, dude. Like, that's insane, honestly. And that's really the problem entirely, dude. If you have a name in this state, whether it be you're in the state house or state senate or whatever the case be, people always look for name recognition. And that is the fucking problem with this country right now, dude. And that's why you have career politicians in a nutshell. And that's why I hate the fucking Democrats. And that's why I hate the fucking Republicans across the board when it comes to shit like that. Because these are the people, these careers that are always going to be going down there and trying to do career shit is what it is, dude. When in reality, it's like, no, you've had your time in office. You've had your 8 years, whatever it is, 10 years. Get the hell out and let somebody else take the reins, dude. Seriously. Like, ride off into the sunset. Go do some private shit or whatever the case be, dude. Use your fucking, inside deals you already made at this point to make money there or whatever somehow. And let somebody else take over who actually gives a damn about the Constitution is what it is, man. Seriously. So, anyway. Moving on to District 18. Brewer is going to be the new representative, most likely, unless somebody comes in as an independent or a Republican in that district. I'm pretty sure it's a blue district, so it'll probably end up going to that Brewer person. Phil Robinson, obviously one uncontested. He will be facing off against Burrow come the general election. I would love to see that seat flip red, simply because of the fact that Phil Robinson was one of the many anti-gunners, and I believe he was it was him and Adam Miller, I believe was what it was, back in 2019, that were the ones behind universal background checks. And I want to say it was also Robinson that was the 2021 dude as well, but I could be wrong about that one. It might have been Thomas West was the second go around or something this time now. Either way, they're all scumbags, dude, is what it is. They're all scumbags. They're all, if we actually had investigations open into our state house right now, dude, these people would all be arrested for accepting bribe money from Michael Bloomberg in every town, Mom's Demand, et cetera, dude. Giffords, I'm sure, is put a bunch of money in their pockets, etc., dude. Same thing with Planned Parenthood and all that other shit, dude. So, anyway, Let's see, we got District 20. Terrence Upchurch is currently winning his primary with 81% of the vote, compared to Seals at 19%, 17% reporting for that one. He'll most likely become another, I want to say Upchurch is a second termer right now. He'll most likely get a third term in office. Again, he's one of these party line Democrats. He hasn't really done anything that really matters, is what it is. I can't remember if it's him or Denson. I think it's Denson was the one that was busted for drugs a couple of times. And whichever one of these guys it is, they're the ones that are all trying to get weed legalized here now, which I think is funny. I have no problem with that. But I want the shit done the right way with the Graham Act, dude, so it doesn't fuck over our gun rights as well on that one, which is what should have already happened at a federal level at this point in time in history anyway. So, anyway, District 21, Democrat primary, you got Fullhorn with 58% of the vote versus Haludi with 33% of the vote, 43% reporting on that one. Obviously, that would be, let me see what district I said that was, 21. Sorry, I'm checking my Ballotpedia thing here for these names. That would be Elliot Fullhorn, and it would be Jonathan Hody. And then Michael Entries is probably the one taking the other, trying to figure out percentages here now, 88, 90, taking like 9% of the vote right now, apparently. That's pathetic, dude. You got one guy who's taking like less than 10% of the vote, and the other ones are actually having a real race here is what it is. So... anyway, obviously, Powell won uncontested. They will probably end up winning re-election there. I think the re-election. No, I'm sorry. Kelly. No, I'm thinking of Jenna Powell. Kelly Powell will probably end up being a first termer, hopefully, in that district. District 22, you'll have Juanita Brent, who is currently taking 70% of the vote with 64% reporting. She'll most likely be a third or fourth term person. Daniel Troy went on contested. He'll be going up against Phillips come the midterm or come the actual midterms in November. District 24, you got Isaacson taking 81% of the vote versus Mallory with 19% of the vote, 70% reporting currently. Whoever wins that race for the Democrats will end up going up against Kellner for District 24, and I believe that is Kyle Kellner's either son or brother. I'm not sure which one it is. District 25, Thomas went uncontested. They'll be facing off against Brendan, who also won uncontested. District 26, Cedric Denson won uncontested. He'll most likely get another term in office, even though, like I said, I forget if it's him or Upchurch is the one that's been busted for drugs a bunch of times, which have already been thrown out of our state house based on it alone. But again, just like Michigan, where that one chick who was a Democrat up there, dude, literally fucking was drunk driving and wasn't kicked out of their state house, dude. So it's like, again, dude, throw them out. It shouldn't matter political affiliation. Kick them out of their fucking state houses for real. But yeah, going on, we got District 27 right now, which are pretty interesting races currently. We got Democrat primary is Baker with 59% of the vote. Big Trip has 41% of the vote, 23% reporting in. For the Republican primary, you got Murray with 44% of the vote. You got Gorgerex with 40% of the vote and 6% reporting there. Obviously, those two primaries in District 27 would be all new people. It would be Rachel Baker, who is, I believe I said the one that's currently winning the Democrat primary. Yeah, with 59%. Versus Gavi Big Trup, who is a Indian foreign national that was a legalized U.S. citizen now. And then the other side of the primary, you have Joe Murray, who is beating Jenga Rux, and Lindsay Cole, who's not even part of this race, really, honestly. So that's where the other 16% of the vote is going currently. Would be in Cole's pocket there. So anyway, District 28, Jessica Miranda, who was one of these anti-gunner sacks of shit, who was talking about how my grandpa taught me how to shoot guns, but even though I was a hunter as a kid, I'm totally against constitutional carry because Democrat Party line vote. And that's exactly what she is, a piece of shit, dude. She's also taken off a bunch of fucking time and done proxy votes in our state house, just like that piece of shit Tim Ryan's done at the federal level. But it is what it is, man. Anyway, other side of District 60 or District 28, we got Manziel taking 60% to Georgeson's 40%, 40% reporting in there. Whoever wins that race, hopefully they can actually beat Miranda in the general election. District 29, Vale and Abrams will go up against each other uncontested. They both got it uncontested. They'll go up against each other in the November elections. And this is kind of what I assumed was going to happen, unfortunately, in District 30. Obviously, you got that Mayhaws winning uncontested, and then you got that piece of shit Bill Seitz having 82% of the vote, compared to Highmore's 18% of the vote with 6% reporting in. Now, granted, that is a low number reporting in right now. There's still, 94% of the vote there that could be brought in there. But just judging by Bill Seitz having the name recognition there, I think it's going to be really hard to primary him. And it is sad when you think about it, because the guy is a fucking scumbag, dude. I just hope he's not House leadership in the next General Assembly if he does end up getting reelected into office then, because there's been talk of him potentially trying to become Speaker of the House next go around, and nah, fuck you, dude. Like, that's what I gotta say on that one. Actually, truthfully, if Nino Vitale's wife can become a state rep, I would like to see her become a Speaker of the House as a first-term fucking state rep, honestly, because that'd be awesome. Which is what Nino should have done this year himself, and beat Bob Cup's ass for the speakership, is what would have been there, man. So, anyway. District 31, you will have Darrow versus Romer come the November elections. Romer's obviously the incumbent. District 32, you will have Shanahan versus Young, incumbent. District 33, hopefully Golonsky loses to Anderson in November. District 34, hopefully that piece of shit Casey Weinstein, who literally committed hate hoax on himself less than a month after I was federally swatted and was never fucking investigated for that, by the way. The feds investigated my ass as a private citizen over some bullshit. Yet a month later, a fucking sitting state rep commits a hate hoax on himself, puts fucking bullshit ass memes in his own mailbox, commits fucking mail fraud and a bunch of other stuff, dude, by doing that, and was never fucking investigated for it by either the cops or the feds. It's a bunch of crap, dude, entirely. Not to mention Casey Weinstein is also the fuckboy that's behind the he tried to push for magazine restrictions. Last General Assembly never went anywhere, thank God. And he's also been a complete piece of shit, other anti-gunner and other things too, whether it be red flags, universal background checks, etc. So hopefully Big Ham will be able to beat his ass in November. O'Neill and DeMario will be facing off in District 35 for the new incumbent race there. I want to say that was the one that Laura Lanise should have been in the race for, but apparently failed to get back onto the ballot, which, seriously, how the fuck are you an incumbent person in our state house and you can't get the 50 votes to get back on the damn ballot, lady? Jesus Christ. Or are you just too lazy to fucking do your job is what it is to actually get reelected to office? I mean, damn, dude, seriously. Pathetic. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens in that one. District 36, you will have Caruso versus White, who is the incumbent. Hopefully White wins again. District 37, Young will win uncontested. District 38, Blackspear will win uncontested come the fall. District 39, Plummer will get elected to, I believe it is a fourth term in office. District 40, Rodney Creech hopefully will be able to beat Cox and get a second term in office. District 41, Democrat primary, you got Larson with 73% of the vote versus Flanagan with 27% of the vote, 29% reporting in on that. They will be facing off against Williams. Hopefully Williams can beat them in the whichever one in the general election there. With 9% of the vote in, District 42, Democrat White has 100% of the vote. That's just pathetic. If they actually win that primary, they'll be facing off against Derek Marin. Hopefully Marin can actually become another term rep here or not. I don't know. Let's see, District 43. This is where it gets interesting because this is a bunch of new people. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my notes here for who is what here. So District 43 was Michelle Grimm versus Daniel Ortiz in the Democrat primary. And right now you have Grimm 75% to Ortiz, 25%, 57% reporting in for that primary. The Republican side of that primary, you had Wendy Hendricks versus Christy Kill. spelled with a E on the end of kill, who is currently losing 33% to Hendricks 67%, with 14% reporting in on that one. It'll be interesting to see who wins that primary then. District 44, you will have Rogers versus Palmer. Both first-term people, whichever one of them wins. District 45, you will have Horn versus Jennifer Gross, who will be a second-termer, hopefully, when she beats that person in the midterm elections. Mulligan, one uncontested, obviously, and they will go up against either Hale or King. Hale is currently Hall. Yeah, it's because the superstar that was there. Yeah, I think that's Thomas Hall. It's currently beating primary challenger King, 60% to 40%, with 9% reporting in. Most likely, if Hall can actually win this primary, they will actually be a second-termer in the actual midterms then. Obviously, you had little piece of shit, 18-year-old Sam Lawrence, who's a punk-ass bitch, wants to talk about Republican pay-to-play in the State House, but doesn't want to talk about fucking Democrat pay-to-play, which is going on a hell of a lot more than Republican is, dude. He was trying to claim Sarah Carruthers is doing that stuff. Yet Carruthers has 81% of the fucking vote versus Harper with 19% of the vote, 50% reporting in on that one. Very, very interesting. District 48, you got Scott Olinger will win uncontested. Most likely, you will see Olinger pull some shady shit in the next 4 years with, actually, it will probably be 2 years from now. He will probably pull something with Kirk Shearing, where you'll have Shearing actually run for our state house, or maybe for, I'm not sure. I can't remember. They keep flip-flopping each other for like the last decade or so is what it is, dude. And that's exactly why both those assholes should be thrown out of office right now. District 49, obviously Thomas West won uncontested. And then you got the Thomas guy also in that same district winning uncontested for the Republican primary. Hopefully Thomas can beat West, because West is a complete piece of shit. This is the guy I talked to last year, his office, after our county fair, about dealing with the actual criminality of these fucking teenagers at the fair, basically destroying stuff. And you had to have like 75 fucking cops called in to break the damn thing up, dude, is what it was, because they were having giant fights there. And this douchebag aide of West called me back like 3 days later and was like, oh yeah, Representative West is totally on that right now, except not really, because he's a lazy motherfucker. Just like he was a lazy sack of shit when he was a Canton City fucking city councilman. Like, seriously. Why the fuck would you ever vote somebody like that up to a higher office, people? Fuck me, City of Canton. God damn, bro. Anyway, moving on. Incumbent Reggie Stolfus obviously won re-election uncontested. He will just win it outright. Most likely 2024. I'm actually going to give him a primary challenge just because I feel like it, honestly, at this point. And I want to keep him on his toes because he has done some scumbag shit. And we'll see if he does anything more scumbaggy this go around or not. So, District 51, Brett Hudson Hillner will end up getting another term in office. District 52, this is one of the ones, well, I'm actually okay if the Democrats, being Phillips, actually beats Gail Manning, because Gail Manning was the piece of crap on the TAPS Act thing in the state level here. District 53, you got Joe Miller winning uncontested. You currently have Gallagher being projected to win with 62% of the vote versus McGovey, 37% of the vote, 40% reporting in on that one. Hopefully Gallagher will be able to beat Miller and flip that seat red come the general. District 54, you got Burgess versus Stain. Stain is the incumbent. Hopefully he'll win re-election in the fall. District 55, unfortunately, it looks like Scott Lips has been declared the winner with 69% of the vote versus Goodwin with 31%, 30% reporting on that one. Scott Lips, scumbag. I've talked about him before. I talked about him the other day in the thing where he was basically trying to toss people at the house for calling his bitch ass out for not doing his fucking job. So, anyway, I don't know, man. I almost want that Zorn person just to beat him, just to be like, you know what, fuck you, dude. We'll give a seat to the Democrats at this point just because you're an asshole. Fucking rhino sack of crap. This is actually something I'm very happy to see right here, which is District 56. You got Bennett, 71% of the vote versus Sam Cho, 29%. For those who don't know who Sam Cho is a 17-year-old kid who is trying to run for our fucking state house right now. And his whole entire campaign platform was, I would be the youngest state rep in Ohio history. That doesn't mean you're going to be good, motherfucker. In fact, that means you're just going to be a fucking child who just graduated high school. And I'm thank fuck, man, that has been called already for Bennett at this point. I don't like Bennett. I think she's a piece of shit too. And I'm pretty sure that both these assholes were actually bought off by Bloomberg and Planned Parenthood. So yeah, fuck them both because they're anti-gunner, anti-lifer assholes. Hopefully, when Bennett, wins this primary, they'll get beaten by Matthews in the general election, or Grossman, whichever one actually wins. Obviously, Matthews has been declared winner at 54% right now, 46%, even though it's only 44% of the vote counted right now. Either way, whoever goes up against Bennett, I want them to beat Bennett for that seat, dude, for real. We don't need more anti-gunners in our fucking state house, dude, for real. Anyway, District 57, you got Jamie Callender, one uncontested. They'll be going up against Rossborough in the general election. District 58, you got Catrona, will be going up against Neff in the general election. District 59, we got McNally with 51% of the vote. Shad with 34% of the vote. 36% reporting in on that one. That is for the Democrat primary. And I believe that will actually be a Democrat stronghold seat. So most likely McNally will end up, if they maintain that lead, will be the next state rep there. Chris Jordan, one uncontested in his primary. He will be becoming a, I believe, third-term state rep come the fall because there's pretty much going to be nobody in that contest at all otherwise, dude. District 61, Valentine, one uncontested for the Democrats. District 61, Republican primary, you got Lear at 60% versus incumbent Stevens at 40%. This is actually one of the races I was hoping for, dude, because Lear is actually who we wanted to win here because she is actually a mega person. She is pro-2A as fuck. And it was that Stevens guy who claimed to be the incumbent, even though he's only been in our state house since like February or March of this year. So it's only been like 4 or 5 months now, something like that. Maybe 6 months at most, because he was appointed here like a few months back is what it was. So I am super happy to see Lear currently leading that. Unfortunately, 25% of the vote is currently in there. But hopefully she can maintain that lead and take that down, dude, because that would be fucking awesome to see her beat that dude and hopefully beat this Valentine asshole to actually become a state rep then. District 62, most likely Gene Schmidt will end up beating Flick and winning re-election then in the fall. District 63, Byrd is already guaranteed re-election pretty much because there's going to be nobody in that fall general election. District 64, Peterson, Democrat primary, is currently won with 69% of the vote, 31% of the vote, even though 69% of the votes haven't been accounted for. They will be going up against Santucci in the fall. Hopefully Santucci can actually take that seat. Mike Loychek is currently dominating. It's interesting to me that they don't have his little Loychek's little thing here because Loychek is the incumbent, by the way. He is beating Law 71%, 29%, 52% reporting in. Mike Loychek's a good dude. Hopefully he will actually be able to get our Second Amendment sanctuary legislation through before the end of the year. It's already been introduced, just needs to go to the actual committee and stuff like that. So anyway, crap, well, damn it. I think it's moving around on me now. Okay, we're right there. Right where Loychek's at. Ray will most likely be getting another term in office come the fall because they obviously went uncontested and there's really nobody in that district. District 67, you have another Miller winning their primary pretty much. 50% of the votes counted in right now. They're beating and currently projected winner, 62% of the vote versus Falcone, 30% of the vote. They will be facing off against Burge in the fall. District 68, you have Cleggett with 57% of the vote. Frazier, who is the current state rep, is losing with 43% of the vote, and that is 46% of the vote being counted right now. I would like to see Frazier actually lose that primary. I would like to see Leggett become a first-term rep. That'd be pretty sweet. District 69, you'll have Owens versus Miller in the fall. District 70, you will have Price, who is the Democrat sole survivor of this primary because they didn't run with anybody opposing them. They will be facing off against either Lambton or Shuttle. Obviously, Lambton has it 64% to 36% with 12% reporting in. Lambton's obviously the current state rep. Hopefully, they'll win re-election. Again, I believe Brian Lambton was actually one of these first-termer people, so there is that. Going on down the line here, District 71. Hopefully, Bill Dean will be able to get, I think it's a fourth term right now in the fall versus Duffy. And that'll be that matchup. District 72, Gail Pajalvia, who actually flipped that seat red in 2020. Hopefully she can maintain that and keep it red in 2022 versus Clyde in the fall. District 73, Laree is obviously going to get probably reelected in the fall. District 74, Willis is going to become the new state rep. District 75, you will have again Barney, who's the current state rep, hopefully be able to beat Matami in the actual general. District 76, Representative Marilyn John will probably be getting a second term in office because she has nobody to run against her in the fall. There was no Democrat primary there. There was no Democrats, I believe, in the actual race in the fall. So she most likely will be winning that because it's a hard red district is what it is. District 77. My damn thing keeps flipping around because my damn mouse is being all messed up. Scott Wiggum will be facing off against Gooch in the fall. Hopefully Wiggum can win re-election, and hopefully he'll do his job before the end of the fucking year and actually bring Second Amendment sanctuary votes to the committee and get it through to floor votes. District 78, you got Manchester projected to win 55% of the vote to 45%. Sheeran, 86%, I believe is what it is. 89% is what reporting in there. So Manchester will be new rep. District 79, you will have Eastman versus Basil for that seat. District 80, Jenna Powell's most likely going to win re-election because I don't think there's going to be anybody in her red district there to face off against her as a Democrat in the fall. James Hoops will win re-election, most likely in District 81, which is also hard red. District 82, you will see Mark Ward versus either Kep Foley, who is currently 71% of the vote projected to win, versus Penner, 29%, and only 30% have actually reported in there. Hopefully, Kep Falstein will actually beat Mark Ward in that 82 district. District 83, Osborne versus Ketzeval for the Democrat primary. You have Osborne with 62% of the vote, Ketzel with 38% of the vote, 42% reporting. They will be facing off against Cross, who's the incumbent. Cross will probably win re-election there. District 84 is going to be new people entirely. You will have Rodriguez either go up against King or Larger. King has 61% of the vote. Larger has 37% of the vote, 50% reporting in there. Most likely King will become a first-term rep if that's a red district. District 85, Botzel, 57% of the vote versus, oh, wow, Nino Vitale's wife is losing hard in that district right now. Interesting. I am surprised by that, actually. Maybe she's just not as good as he is. I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm surprised by that. I was thinking she would take that hands down, honestly, dude. So let's see who that other person is that's beating her right now. Where right now? Yeah, that would be Tim Barhost, Lily Vitale, and there's a third person in here. Rochelle Falk was the other person in that thing, so they're taking the last little bit of that then. Yeah, 47% in right now. Vitale is losing hard. And yeah, Barhost might actually become a new incumbent, man. That's interesting. Interesting. That actually does show something right there because it means people are not going to put up with fucking legacies, basically. Which I'm okay with, honestly, on that one. That being said, like, it's one of those situations where I would have actually liked to see Nino get another term in office just so he could become more, Speaker of the House for once is what it would be. Unfortunately, he couldn't run for re-election, so his wife ran instead. So it is what it is. District 86, you'll have Luke facing off against most likely Richardson, who's the incumbent, 79% of the vote currently, 26% reporting in there. If Richardson wins re-election in that, they will most likely win re-election all the way, all through the whole thing in the November November midterms then. District 87, McLean, one uncontested. District 88, Click, one uncontested. District 89, you got Openfall versus DJ Swearingen. They will be facing off in the thing. That's another one I actually wouldn't mind seeing fall blue at this point, because Swearingen is the piece of shit who put in Terry stops into our fucking constitutional carry and basically fucked us over when we had a perfectly good piece of legislation before that. Total sack shit rhino. Fuck Swearingen entirely, dude. Let's see. District 90, Dotson will be facing off against current state rep Bouldridge, most likely, who has 88% of the vote versus 12% of the vote. 32% reporting there. Bouldridge is already expected to win that, though, so I'm guessing they'll probably win re-election again then. District 91, Peterson will go from being a state rep to a state senator. District 92, Johnson will most likely win re-election. District 93, Stevens will win re-election. District 94, Edwards will be facing Goodman come the fall. Edwards will probably win re-election in that district just because it is pretty hard to write, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. District 95, you will have Ryan versus incumbent Jones. Jones will probably win re-election. District 96, current state rep Ferguson, who is a Republican, will most likely beat DePalma. District 97, Holmes will win re-election no matter what. District 98, you will most likely have Kick beat Poland's here, 57-43, 34% reporting, and they will most likely end up becoming a new state rep there for Republican. Actually, it's interesting. I think Daryl Kick is actually the I think that is Daryl Kick, and that should have an incumbent next to it, honestly, little marker dude, because that dude should be the incumbent right now. And then District 99, Sarah Fowler Arthur will face off against Kovis in the general election. I almost guarantee that Sarah's going to win re-election here just because that district is so hard red now. It's not even funny. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, though. I think we're going to see a lot of Republicans, win re-election come the fall. I think you're going to see a lot of Democrats take a few little hell pockets that are basically, Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, et cetera, and not much is going to change in our state house, most likely. Not much is going to change in our state senate either. If something does happen, I could actually see our state house becoming a little bit more red right now and going from like 64 to maybe 66, 67, 68, something like that. And if they take those kind of numbers in the fall, dude, you can pretty much have them kick the Democrat Party out of our state house then, dude, entirely. And that would be pretty damn interesting to see that happen, dude. And it would just be like, oh, you guys think you can have the, you guys think you don't need to fucking vote with us? Okay, that's fine, dude. We have the, 2/3 majority already. We could just boot all your asses out right now. And they could just do it as one big vote. They could be like, okay, we cool. We're just kicking the Democrat Party out of our state house. Yep. Okay, cool. Good to go. Later. So I don't think that would actually be legal, technically speaking. But technically, if you go by everything that's happening right now, dude, every Democrat that's currently holding power in the state of Ohio has done enough shit to where they should be in prison for various crimes anyway, whether it be deprivation of rights or color of law, whether it be actual oath breaking, whether it be various bribery and stuff like that, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens, dude. I can see it basically being similar makeup to what it is right now, though, where it's like 64-35 Republican supermajority. So, we'll see if anything really changes or not. And, yeah, so far that's what we're seeing right now for stuff. And hopefully, things are going to basically be interesting come November. Obviously, you have Pelosi go to Taiwan today to do some stuff and basically saying America stands with Taiwan, as we should, because Taiwan is its own independent nation. Fuck China. And, yeah, the fact that China is trying to basically trick us into World War III right now, I could easily see them trying to suspend the elections over this bullshit, dude. So, only time will tell. But as of right now, you're going to see a lot of interesting stuff there. Like I said, very happy to see Sam Cho losing so hard in that primary. Like, seriously, how the fuck is a 17-year-old kid even going to be allowed to legally run in these things, dude? You're not 18 yet, little buddy. And even then, we should up that shit to 21. So there you go. But anyway, like, come back to me when you got some hair on your nuts and some life experience underneath your belt, buddy, and then run for office. And by then, you might actually be a Republican or an independent or something else for that matter, dude, because they're going to realize the Democrat Party sucks ass, bro, is what it'll be. Hopefully Sam Lawrence will get beat very, very hard as well come the general election. I was really hoping that kid would be in a primary challenge himself, but unfortunately it was not the case. So it is what it is, man. But yeah, it's interesting to see Adam Miller, though, be flipped back over the Democrat side, which is how it should be anyway, because, again, the guy was never a Republican. He was always a Democrat, which makes me wonder what kind of fucking chicanery is going on in the state house right now, dude, in our state entirely, to where his name was even on the Republican ballot ever in this one, dude. So it had to be a clerical error or something like that, dude, or somebody fucking up somewhere is what it was. I'm guaranteeing it, dude. Otherwise, there's some shady shit that needs to be investigated is what it is, bro. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. I will be back in the coming days with some Rumble stuff. I already got a bunch of stuff shot that I need to just upload to that site again. It's been the last couple of weeks now since everything went on with Hunkel and Zeldin and all that stuff like that with that whole thing. You know, for those that haven't heard about it, basically Kathy Hunkel tried to have Lee Zeldin assassinated, and that's what he's said about it, dude. That kind of stuff should see Kathy Hunkel in prison right now. It's as simple as that, honestly. So that being said, it'll be interesting to see if Lee Zeldin can actually flip New York red come the fall, dude. Hopefully, like I said, Tudor Dixon can win this primary tonight in Michigan, flip Michigan red come the fall. And, yeah, you can see a bunch of different state houses sort of start to fall, dude, is what it is. And this is where the Democrats fucked up big time, by the way, because they had their chance. They could have easily, you know, cemented a legacy at a state level for years to come and stuff like that. Instead, they're like, nope, let's grab the reins federally and stuff like that, dude. And now, because of that, they've actually put themselves in a corner and allowed a bunch of state houses to fall red now. And thank God for that, because it's allowing us to do constitutional carry everywhere now, dude. And I'm going to put up a poll on my community tab here in the next day or two. We all know Alabama, as of January 1st of 2023, will be the very first state to enact constitutional carry, even though it's already been signed into place there. So they'll technically be the 25th as of January 1st. The question will become, who will be the actual first state in 2023, if we actually make it there without a civil war in this country, to enact then? Who will be number 26? You know, will it be PA? Will it be Florida? Will it be Wisconsin? Will it be Nebraska, et cetera, and so forth and so on? And who's going to be it after that is really the question, you know, because we could have a whole bunch of different things right now. And hopefully we'll see. I would like to see Nebraska and Pennsylvania both become constitutional carry states very early on in 2023. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but it'll be interesting to see if it does, though. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the night. Hope you guys enjoyed this coverage and stuff like that. And I will see you all back at some point in the future for something else now. And like I said, you know, check out the Rumble channel. We'll be posting stuff on there very, very soon. We've got a bunch of stuff coming up there for the last couple of weeks that I've shot stuff. And yeah, if you want to hear my deep insight thoughts on different things, that's where the real stuff happens, man. That's where we call motherfuckers out by name on that site. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one later.